Here is what I wrote this morning. Your current experience is simply what it is. And when you describe your individually lived experience, you cannot go on with your disembodied language, and you naturally go to embodied language. In your disembodied language, there's always some goal to be achieved, but in embodied language, you are free, which means there's nothing to run after. This doesn't mean, however, that you are without any purpose. Your purpose can and will only be revealed by your ongoing embodied language, because you use your language correctly as you describe your individually lived experience. My purpose is determined by my ongoing embodied language, which is my language enlightenment. So, expressing my language enlightenment with my embodied language is my purpose. Before I discovered my own embodied language, that was in my early 20s, I felt very tormented because I didn't have any purpose and I was chasing one goal after another. And even after I had discovered my embodied language, it still took me many years to adjust to the fact that it is really true. My purpose is to express my language enlightenment with my embodied language. I just couldn't believe that it is so simple. But now that I am semi-retired, I still work 3 days a week. I'm feeling totally at ease with my own happiness, which of course is determined by my purpose. I feel so fortunate that I've gone through all the different phases, as each phase has taught me something that I will never forget. Everything I say and write is based on my own experience, and my language is secondary to my individually lived experience, which means it adjusts to it, something which my disembodied language could never do. I have left my disembodied language because I have found it to be useless for my way of life. Oh, I forgot to put on my glasses, but I can read it almost without my glasses, but here we go. The 4th of July is getting closer and closer day by day. And I am feeling less and less concerned about whether others will be able to join me in my embodied language or not. I've never had any long-term plan which was so aligned with my embodied language. When I studied psychology and behaviorology, I had assumed that my embodied language would be included. But since that was not the case, I have left the field. I have left academia, I've left psychology, I've left behaviorism. I've left all that behind. I have left it to be able to go on with my own embodied language. And I've had to leave many people and situations, and also certain priorities which everyone with disembodied language seems to be having. My purpose became more and more clear as my embodied language began to select. My purpose became more and more clear as my embodied language began to select all the behavior that belongs to it. Yeah, because only the behavior that goes together with my embodied language is behavior that I continue with. Many people are highly skilled in order to compete with each other. But I am in many ways, although I possess a Master's of Science and a Master's of Arts, and I almost achieved a PhD, I am in many ways unskilled because I just don't like to compete. My lack of skill is especially evident in the low response rate to my writings and my YouTube videos. I don't care to create any community of followers, as that is simply not what embodied language is about. And yet, the 4th of July is coming closer. That is the date of Independence Day, after which we hopefully will celebrate our embodied language instead our disembodied language. Because how are we supposed to celebrate independence with disembodied language? It's just not. To me, it is stupid that people are still ignorant about embodied language, which is the language of our individual freedom. So yeah, after Independence Day, we will hopefully, with many people, celebrate with embodied language our independence. I'm not holding anyone's hand anymore. Yeah, I mean, in the past, I was still teaching. I was still trying to reach out. I was still trying to let people know. But what I'm doing right now is just simply, yeah, what I do. You know, is I'm just sharing my embodied language. That's all. And whoever takes it, takes it. Whoever picks up the challenge to experiment and to do what it takes to have embodied language together, yeah, they will reap the benefits of this. And if you don't, then you will continue to have the consequences of your disembodied language. In the past, there have been all sorts of so-called masters who have made a big deal about who presumably got it right, but none of them got it right themselves, even not J. Krishnamurti, because each of them, they still refer to the illusion of inner language without simply connecting actually to our natural way of our usual way of talking. Yeah, because when you're talking about the mind, what is the mind? The mind is nothing else but a product of our disembodied language. Yeah. And so without disembodied language, there is no mind. Okay, I am only a master of myself, and I don't tolerate any followers, and I don't thank people for liking me or for loving my writing or my YouTube videos. Yeah. So if you don't get any love from me or any liking or any that I'm following you, I mean, if I have followed people, that was just coincidental because I wanted to know who they were or something. I accidentally clicked on a button or something. I'm not following anybody. And you are not supposed to follow me either, even though you may read my work and you may listen to my videos. I wish you start to follow yourself and start to listen to yourself, speak with yourself, because that is the only way in which you will acquire embodied language.